On BBC London, as climate protesters target the M25 for the third day running, a police officer riding a motorcycle is injured during a collision involving two lorries. A police officer has been injured on the M25 after climate protesters targeted it for the third day running. Essex Police said an officer riding a motorcycle was struck and injured in a collision involving two lorries during a rolling roadblock introduced because of an activist on the motorway. Just Stop Oil supporters climbed onto overhead gantries in multiple locations this morning, forcing parts of the UK's busiest motorway to once again close. Ross Miklashevich has the story.
This was the scene in Essex just after 9 this morning. A police motorcycle rider and two lorries colliding in what police say is the result of Just Stop Oil protests on the motorway.
Motorways are dangerous places. Those officers were on there because of these people committing crime, going up gantries and putting their lives and the lives of the public at risk. If they hadn't been up those gantries, my officers wouldn't be there and nobody would have got hurt.
It was at around 6:30 this morning when protesters took to gantries in various locations above the motorway, from Enfield and Romford in the east, west to Heathrow and South Mimms in the north. In some cases, the same locations they chose yesterday, prompting questions as to why police didn't anticipate the action.
I left High Wycombe at 6 a.m. And I needed to catch a flight from Stansted at 9 to go to Scotland and see my family. So I missed my flight, which is obviously really disappointing. At now 11, 5 hours later, I finally made it to service station.
That inconvenience also impacting those with much further to travel, with others having missed long-haul flights. Responding to the day's events, protesters were unrepentant.
Well, we shouldn't even have to be in this situation. Under normal circumstances, this is completely unacceptable, but we're not in normal circumstances anymore. Our government is acting completely unlawfully and has given us no other choice but to take this kind of action to even have this conversation.
The police say they're working with the government and are using civil injunctions as well as criminal powers to minimise disruption to bring scenes like this to an end as quickly as possible. Ross Miklashevich, BBC London.